everybody, this is Alyssa from Main Arts and Crafts, and today we are doing a WIP Chat. So WIP stands for Work in Progress and Chat. We're going to sit here, chat, talk about my week, what I've been up to, all of that fun stuff, and kind of go from there. So I was debating what I wanted to work on, and I've been fighting off a migraine. I haven't been fighting off a migraine. I've been dealing with a migraine, and I took my meds and they finally kicked in. So I was like, okay, I feel like I can actually work on a canvas, because I was like this close to being like, I just won't do a WIP Chat. I'll push it to tomorrow. You guys can deal with that. And I was like, okay, I feel like I could actually do it. And then I was like, well, I'll just work on some paint gems. Rather than working on one of my event kits, I'll just work on some paint gems, because I wasn't feeling working on like a big kit. But I really wanted to work on Lunar New Year Kitty because I've only done one section of it. It looks beautiful. I've only worked on one section. Let me turn off my light pad so you can see this beauty. Look at how gorgeous this is looking so far. I've got all of the bling that I've worked on so far in this section. A little bit of bling here and there. I love the accents that it does. This whole thing of red, all of that you're seeing there, that is all pixie dust. And these are all ABs right there. So that's ABs right there, and that's all pixie dust. It looks amazing in person. And then these are all like sparklers with some pixie dust scattered in, but sparklers and some glitter drills. More sparklers. It looks really good in person. Phenomenal. Loving it. And so anyways, I was like, I just won't work on this. I'll work on some paint gems and call that good, because I was kind of like meh. But I did some schoolwork, and then after I finished my schoolwork, I'm like, I think my migraine has subsided enough that I could actually work on this kit. So here I am. I am ready to work on Lunar New Year Kitty. So it's like Lunar New Year Kitty, but that's too hard for me to say, so we're just gonna go with Lunar New Year Kitty. This is by Puffy Gator, and it comes to us from Distracted by Diamonds, which you'll find as Patty Wax over on Etsy. And this kit is, oh gosh, I don't even remember what size it is. What size is this kit? I don't remember. Where is it listed? Is it listed over there? Oh, it's listed on the top corner. It is a 62 by 77 round drill kit. And it comes with, I think it came with like 3 or 4 ABs. And I added a whole bunch of extra things. I added all of these extras. Some of them are duplicates down through here, but this is kind of how I divided it up for my bling plan for Lunar New Year Kitty. So this is what I'm doing. And this is, I just basically lay my cheat sheet right here. So that way, as I pull out the drills, I can know where it's going to go. But I finished the first section, and now I'm going to move into the second section. But for the sake of my brain and the fact that I'm not up to actually thinking about anything, I'm probably going to start with the 3865, just doing those straight, the off-white, white, whatever you want to call it, for our kitty, like the check marks. I'm just going to do that to start off with and see how far we get with the color blocking, just because my brain is just kind of like, meh, not in the thinky. Ooh, let me get a sip of my tea. Oh my goodness, I need some tea. Do you guys want to see this amazing mug? This is my mug that I am using for my tea today. It has got this gorgeous dragon on it. Look at that beauty. I think this is actually one of my favorite ones out of my collection of dragon mugs. Year of the Dragon mugs I picked up from Starbucks. Really, it was more I picked up from eBay and online, because obviously those are ones that are not carried in the States, but you guys will gradually see more and more of them as the month progresses. And we will, oh yes, and I will be announcing our winner in the middle of the video somewhere. I have to remind, did my battery die on my watch? I think the battery did die on my watch. So I will try to remember to pop up while I'm filming. I'll try to give myself a strategic pause to implement and announce the winner of the giveaway for our Swartz Designs clock pack and a goodie bag from me as well. So it's going to come with goodies and all sorts of goodies. I'm scattered because, of course, I took all my meds, so it'll be a little bit weird as far as like how everything goes. What am I using in my tips? I was going to swap out and use caulk, but I didn't feel like actually going through the effort of swapping what I had in my pen. So the pen we are using today, this beauty with all of the golds, the bronze, the copper. This beauty right here, the blank is I believe the blank is a cocoon blank that I purchased and I had sent to Elizabeth and Edward over at Enabler's Outpost. And then I had them do this, go ahead and turn this blank for me. So this is an Enabler's Outpost pen, a custom that I had done, and I love how it turned out. It's absolutely gorgeous. They did a phenomenal job. It is so comfy. I love how these fit in my hand. And love it, all things about it. And with rounds, I like to use, this is the type of tip that I like in my rounds. And this is one that I did super glue in place, and I love how firm it is. I don't feel like it's going to spin on me. I'm using my good old standby. I have yet to, I'm like really still feeling the pine scent of the Winter Woods Wee Wax. I really need to change out my scent, which I will be doing probably this weekend. I will be changing out my scent. But again, I was going to do it before this video for both my my wax and my putty, but again, migraine, so my motivation to actually change out my supplies just went completely 100% downhill, and I did not actually do any of that. So nothing was changed out. I am going to change out my tray to use a different color because I've been using a white one, and I kind of want to change to a different color. So what tray are we going to use today? Let's go with this greenish gold tray. That one wants to be used. So I'm still using the same thing as last time, the Wee Wax and a Huckleberry Harvest Merry Mud, which I think is the same one I was using last week. But that's because I haven't refilled this since I pulled the pen out to use, because I haven't needed to. It's still the same level of stickiness that I've been using. So that's the pen I'm using. I'm going to use this tray. I feel like this tray goes really well with this canvas. This is a 3.1 mini tray from Bella Art Dana Cole. And I love how well these fit in my hand and the rounded edges. It's just very comfortable, and I hold it like this while I'm diamond painting. You guys see me do it because I like to have my drills as close as possible to there. Even when I do these large sections of color blocking, it's still just more comfortable to do this just because of how I work on an incline like this. All right. Oh, yes. And the cover minder I'm using actually came with the kit. It is this adorable Lucky Cat. That's my cover minder. I'm holding the magnet in place so it doesn't fall down on my easel because my light pad is not magnetic. So, adorable beyond belief cover minder, cutie pie. That is Lucky Cat cover minder that I'm using that you can't see because I'm working on such a massive section. But I thought that was fitting because cat, and my cats. I don't know where the kitten is. I think the kitten abandoned me because I wouldn't cooperate with her shenanigans. Mochi is sitting on her perch on top of my Udi, judging me because she's not inside the Udi because I didn't lift up the flap and let her eat. So she's laying on top of my Udi, judging me. But that's where we're at with that. All right. I think that covers everything. Goodness. I feel like I'm forgetting things. I don't know. We'll blame it on the migraine because, yeah, we're going to blame it on the migraine. So where were we? That's like 8 minutes of blather, and I feel like I've said nothing. Par for the course, right? All the blather. Doom. All right. I love how well these drills line up. So some people, it's interesting seeing how different people like use their trays. I like to shake my drills off to the side of the tray like that. That's just how I work. I like the length of it. And I put my drills off to the side. So those trays that line them up on the bottom really don't necessarily do me any good because I like to do my trays like this. Let me go ahead and turn this light down so we get rid of some of that glare. Or do I want to turn it completely off? I'm kind of feeling I need a little bit less of that backlight because we're going to go with that so we get rid of some of that glare. But it's not totally, and I have my light pad turned down, I think a little bit more than normal. I don't remember. Something like that. And we're going to get started. So we are at 9 minutes, and we're going to do all of these check marks. Let me verify. Yes, check marks. So, how has everybody's week been? I may actually need to recharge the putty because the putty's been sitting for a week now. The adhesive is good enough. We'll see. I was using this pen for 2 little snacky kits that I finished earlier today. So, we will see. I don't know if you guys can see this little section. No, I just have like 4 drills I had to place right there to finish this section right below. And they're done for this little bauble there. Now we're going to go ahead and continue on with our kitty and go from there. Oh, there's the kitten. She's got to announce her presence because kitten, that's what she does. So I have noticed with this kit, like I've had no issues with the adhesive. The adhesive is fantastic. The drills are completely fine. I haven't really had any trash or anything like that with the drills. So that's been going fantastic. Hi, little Sushlet. What are you up to, baby? What's my sushi baby doing? Where are you at, baby? She was meowing for me. I don't know where she went. She had to announce her presence as she walked past. But one thing I have noticed is that the symbols that they use, pretty much all of these symbols could have been shrunk and made a little bit smaller. So I don't like how large the symbols are, because if you don't place them, they don't have any guide circles, which I love. I hate guide circles because you have to place them perfectly. But their symbols are so large that, again, you have to place perfectly. Otherwise, you're going to see, and even if you place perfectly, sometimes you can still see some of the symbol around the drill unless it's like extremely precise. And you all know that I am not a precise placer. I like to place and go, because the enjoyment for me is not in placing perfectly. The enjoyment for me is just placing and going and having, like, working on it and getting a finished product. So I can see all sorts of tails from those check marks as I've placed right around in here. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about, ooh, there's some J's there. I'm probably going to mess up at some point because I am in that, like, migraine fugue kind of going on here. I've been fighting, like, it's been brewing all week, but it hasn't actually gone into full-blown migraine all week. I'm slated for my Botox injections next week. Tuesday is when I go down the hill to San Diego and drive down for my Botox injections. And usually that week, or it's usually like the last week or two leading up to it, before I get my injections, before I go for my Botox injections, are usually an increase in migraines, because I can tell that I'm due for them. I always pretty much have like a low-grade migraine-y headache going on, but the intensity level increases significantly in that like week or two prior to getting the Botox. So like last week, I feel like almost every day was full-blown horrendous migraine. And then this week has only been, like, they've been low level and kind of brewing in there. And then this afternoon, it just kind of like hit me this afternoon and evening pretty brutally. So if I've been kind of like out of it a little bit these last couple weeks, it's been mostly because of that, because I've been not quite back to like my full self when I'm in like that migraine kind of haze. So that usually happens every couple months, where I kind of don't do as much on social media, just because staring at my phone and trying to think, to react, to respond to people doesn't go as well. Oh, do I have a kitten? Hi, babies. Hi, babies. What do you want, Sushi? She's like, no, Mom. No, Mom. I need to go do chaos. You're filming, so I need to go do chaos. That's because that's what she does. When I film, she causes chaos. So this week was a little bit smoother than last week, which was nice. I pretty much was able to leave work almost on time every single day, which was kind of nice. It was a nice little breather. Nothing super crazy happened at any point, which was like a nice break. I kind of was happy about that. I was trying to think if I even did anything worth mentioning at work this week, or if it was all just kind of like business as normal, seeing patients, doing reports. Like I had to do some ongoing professional performance evaluations for my other therapists that work for me, which that's basically, we do it every 6 months to kind of assess. We do peer reviews, monthly peer reviews, and then based off of those peer reviews, you're like, really, kitten? She's playing with the ruler on my desk because she's obsessed with the metal ruler and causing chaos. But I had to work on the ongoing performance appraisals, basically, the performance things. So basically that's the skill set as clinicians that we do as a hospital to verify that the providers, that we're all still, and I have my own done as well. So it's not just me doing everybody else's. It's like mine gets done on me too. So it's making sure that we're still practicing well as providers, and keeping, appropriate patient care, doing everything properly, doing it right, all of that fun stuff. And I have one provider who she does the proper patient care. She's just really bad about writing her notes in a timely manner, which is like part of providing good patient care, is you have to write your notes within a certain time limit. So that's been something fun that I've had to deal with, is her not writing her notes in a timely manner, which is super fun because, me as the supervisor and the department head, I have to deal with that fun. And then I'm like, okay, I need you to sign these documents. And she's like, oh, well, it says this. And I'm like, yeah, because that's exactly what it is. And she just doesn't want to do anything that shows that, sign something that shows that she hasn't been doing her job properly. And I'm like, and she's trying to blame it all on the computer system, saying, oh, well, the computer system is malfunctioning. And I'm like, the computer system is not malfunctioning for the fact that you have not written like X number of notes over this period of time. Like, that's on you. That's on you. If it was just a handful of notes, yeah, that's a computer glitch. But when it's a significant number of notes, that's on you. It's like, come on, write your notes. That's basic being a healthcare provider 101. You write your notes. And you write them in a timely manner. Like, come on. Patient care 101. If you've ever worked in healthcare, you know you have a certain amount of time after you see the patient before you're supposed to have your note written. Sorry, that's kind of been my fun, that one fun thing that I've had to deal with this week at work is trying to get her to sign her documents. Super fun. And then let's see. Oh, I did go to the Lunar New Year Festival on Saturday last week. I drove down to Palm Springs, went to the festival, had fun. I didn't actually have to interact with too many people, but just being around people themselves, that alone is exhausting for me. Because I'm very antisocial. I believe, like, kind of think, I was talking to my mom about this, and I'm like, I think I do actually have maybe it's, like, actually, I've never thought about it as, like any kind of official social anxiety or anything, because I'm like, I'm not an anxious person. I don't get, like, worried or anxious about things, but I'm like, maybe it actually is, like, a form of social anxiety and not just me disliking interacting with people. Maybe it actually is, like, a social anxiety in a way where I don't know. But I did notice, like, I've never been one to really enjoy being in crowds of people. So it's like I have to really want to do something, or I have to, like, really mentally prepare myself to do something before I can go interact with that many, like, go to somewhere where I'm going to be interacting with large crowds of people. And when you're walking around talking to vendors, you're going to have to, actually be on socially. I guess that's the best way to think of it. I've trained myself to be on when it comes to patient care. And I've trained myself how to do that and react to patients. I totally placed those off. I've trained myself how to do that and not be completely wiped. I still come home and I'm beyond exhausted when I come home from work. But I've kind of, like, learned how to budget, like, my mental capacity to be able to do that and tolerate it over the years. Because, I mean, I've been doing this for, 11? Almost, like, this year will actually be 12 years. I'll have been a physical therapist for 12 years. So that's 12 years of kind of, like, learning how to budget my mental capacity of, like, working with patients properly with enough of that, like, social interaction wise. But one thing I have noticed is after, I think what it really was I was pretty good and could tolerate, for the most part, I didn't have nearly as many issues until I think it was my Afghanistan deployment is what I think really got me. I think when I came back from Afghanistan, my social wherewithal to actually interact in a social setting or like with a couple close friends, completely fine. But to go to be in large crowds, I have not had any desire to do any interaction in any way, shape, or form in, like, large crowded settings. That has been, like, no-go for me. Like, no desire for it. Like, it completely wipes me out for a couple days afterwards if I go do an interaction in a large setting like that. Like, I have not been to a concert since before Afghanistan. It's one thing to go to, like, a Broadway musical or like a show like that because it's a different type of energy and it's a calm energy, but I'm still extremely exhausted when I'm done. And that I can go to like a Broadway musical, and I can go to a show in like a classical music type thing and not speak to a single person the entire time. And I'm still so drained that I like literally like I always try to set it up for like a Saturday afternoon, because then I have the rest of Saturday and all of Sunday to try to recover before I go to work on Monday, because I know I'm going to need all of that time to recover. Like, and I don't go very often. It has to be something that I really want to see. But that's basically like ever since I got back from Afghanistan, it's been that whole, I can't even begin to want to interact with people like in large settings like that, where it just doesn't even, like the thought of going to a concert. Like there's some artists that I would love to see in concert, but yet at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, that does not sound enjoyable in any way, shape, or form, because I would be in a large crowd. There would be so much noise and stimulation. I'm like, there's no way. Like, no, I don't want to do it. That to me sounds like torture. And I'm just thinking of like how overstimulated I was just the last time I went to the hockey game down the hill with my coworkers. I was just so overstimulated after that hockey game, and it was just, oh my goodness, I was completely like done in after the hockey game. So yeah, it's just been very interesting. So I'm like, I guess that means that maybe I do have some social anxiety, I guess. I don't know. Doing some introspection, self-awareness and introspection lately. Thinking about things. That was something that I had never thought about before, was the potential for like having some social anxiety for it. But so I did go to, like I said, I did go to the Lunar New Year Festival. I know I kind of digressed and went down a rabbit trail there. And after the Lunar New Year Festival, I was there for a few hours, and the kitten just knocking things over. I think that was my soap dish in the bathroom that she just knocked. But after the festival, I had fun, saw the dances, had great food. After the festival, there was like a Hobby Lobby right across the road from it, and I need to go get this kitten. Okay, I'm back. So after the festival, after I went there, I kind of had reached my limit. I was like, I'm right here. I have not been to an actual like, what are they called? Like crafting goods store, like hobby store, crafty store, whatever. I have not been to any of the stores like this since I left Hawaii, 2 years ago? Was the last time I had been to one, and that was, Michael's, I believe, when I was out in Hawaii, because we have some, I think we have some Michael's out in Hawaii. So there was a Hobby Lobby like right across from me, and then there was a Joann's kind of on the way home, right on my path on the way home. So I stopped at both of those, picked up some additional like crafty things, a couple things that I was needing, and some stuff like that. So I picked up some things. Kind of just meandered the stores, like literally walked up and down the aisles in both of the stores, which was kind of fun, because I hadn't been able, like, that was my first time actually being able to, just walk around like a craft store in 2 years. I could have, but, it requires driving down to Palm Springs and actually being in places with like large crowds of people to do that, but that was fun. So I did that, bought all the stuff, bought some more like random crafty things, so some projects that you'll see coming up for some videos eventually, that I'm going to try out and do at some point. And then I drove back home, and proceeded to be exhausted and require the rest of the weekend to recover. Like that was Saturday, did not diamond paint at all the rest of Saturday, and I did not even touch a diamond painting at all on Sunday. That's how exhausted I was. So Saturday was done, no diamond painting. Sunday was also done, no diamond painting, because I was literally that exhausted from going to the festival on Saturday. And if you want to talk about like how like emotionally draining and exhausting it is for me to do something like that, that kind of shows you that it took me all of Saturday, the rest of Saturday afternoon and evening, and then all of Sunday to recover from spending a few hours at the Lunar New Year Festival. I was like, man, that just like wiped me out. I'm like, oh my goodness, so draining. But I had fun. I enjoyed it. I had fun. But it was just so draining to do it at the same time. And then Monday evening, and then the rest of the week was work. Just work. And I've been moving like so slow with my diamond painting this month, and I knew I was going to be slow this month, but I've just been, like I said, I've been very like migraine-y because I'm leading into those couple weeks right before I go for Botox, since I go on Tuesday to get my injections. So I usually kind of have like a lull in how much I diamond paint, because if I have a migraine, I'm not going to sit here and diamond paint when I'm in like the midst of an active migraine, because that's just not going to happen, because the light pad is too much to sit here and focus and to actually, you know, do anything. It's just too much and I can't. So so the last 2 weeks I've done very little. Like I'll do like a short session of diamond painting. So this week I think I've only gotten 2 sections the entire month of February. Well, the first few days I was finishing up Secret Temple, and then I started on Super Dragon, and I got the first section, which took me like practically a week to finish that first section, which normally that's something that I would finish in like a day, maybe a day and a half. And then the second section I finally finished, I think on Monday. I finished the second section on Monday this week. So that since I finished that second section, which took me like another almost a week to finish that second section, I was going to try to do 3 sections and then switch to the next canvas, which is this one. But I decided, I was like, you know what? If I try to do that, it's going to take me like another week. And I want to be able to work on all 3 canvases before the end of the event. And I want to finish this canvas before the end of the event. So I was like, I will do 2 sections on that one, move and do 2 sections here, and then probably pull out the Storm God and work on like 2 sections of the Storm God, and then pull this one back out to work on and to try to finish this one. And then, or I'll work on this one a little bit more. I haven't fully decided, but I think I'm going to do 2 sections here. So that way I've had 2 sections on each, and then do Storm God for 2 sections, pull this one back out, do 2 sections here, and then see where I'm looking progress-wise if I want to try to do any more sections on the other 2, because those ones I did budget for like February, March, whereas this was the one that I did decide I am going to finish this one for February, whereas my 2 dragon kits, Super Dragon and the Storm God, are going to be February and March. That way I can roll them over into the into Mackenzie's event, which is the Stoke Your Dragon Fire event. So Mackenzie is Dragon Wing Diamonds. So I wanted to be able to kind of, so that one I had already decided that those ones are going to take me longer to do, which I'm completely fine with. This one is actually working up pretty quickly. It only took me, once I actually started working on this section, it did not take me that long to do it. It took me like maybe two actual sessions of working on it to do that part. I just had to actually sit down and work on it. That was the key, just, you know, I actually had to work on it. But it really didn't take me that long to do. I actually do need to replenish my putty. But it didn't take me that long to do that first section. And it was super fun to be back to working on a round after doing so much with the squares lately. So I was enjoying that. And I have done a couple small snack size kits, and I'm working on a paint gem as well. So, but I've just been moving very, very slowly. I just pulled my old putty out with a pair of tweezers. It's the only thing I really use these Diamond Art Club tweezers for, because they're too pointy to actually pull anything off the canvas. So I use them to pull the putty out of my tips. And I'm like, you know what? Rather than using the Huckleberry Harvest, I'm going to pull out a different putty. We are going to use, this is the first one that I grabbed. I should have grabbed the red one, but we are going to use the Lightning Wielder. Captivating Cock from Swartz Designs because I need some dragon. I need some dragon's blood. Now I need some dragon putty for this. We're going to use that. Let me go ahead and fill my pen. We're going to put this putty in. It's such a pretty putty. And I like that it's such a mild smell. So I'm squishing the edges so I can scrape the excess off. And as I do some actual use, I will help get the rest of the excess off. And now I am going to put this back in this thing and go from there. But that means I have switched over my caulk. I will make sure to the Captivating Cock. And I'm going to make sure to annotate that in my description of my video that I am using both, because I started with the one and I'm switching over. But it's going to be a little sticky since this is fresh caulk. And this caulk tends to be a little bit on the sticky side, but ooh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at how beautifully that lined up. I like it. Oh, perfect. Look at how much more, like, better my drills are lining up now that I'm using, like, fresh caulk. Oh my goodness. That was a dream. I don't know why I didn't just, usually I start a diamond painting session and whether I need the new putty or caulk or whatever, I just reload my, every day I tend to, because I have so much putty, I tend to reload my pen when I sit down to do a diamond painting session anyways, just because I find that I get a better result with fresh putty. I like it with a fresh load of putty. And then as I'm working it, because it's so fresh and new, it's going to be really sticky. So I just use my finger to kind of like decrease some of the stick and to play around with the placement. Line up some drills. So what was I saying? Oh yes, so I talked a little bit about my week, what I did. Like I said, not a lot. Did the diamond painting thing, not a lot of progress. Did kind of a little bit on, oh, that drill is a little off. A little bit on the canvases. Did this section, and then did I do any diamond painting yesterday? Can't remember if I did any diamond painting yesterday or not. Oh gosh. Like I said, it's been one of those, I don't think I diamond painted a haul yesterday. It's been such one of those weird, like, last couple weeks. And I think after Tuesday, I think it'll be a little bit better. But I don't expect to make a lot of progress as far as, like, finishes this month. Like, if I want to finish, my goal is to finish this painting. That's going to be my goal, is to finish this painting this month. If I finish anything else, it's going to be an extra. But I want to finish this one, and I want to finish my paint gem painting, or my paint gem kit that I'm working on. I think I've got 3 of the 12 little paint gems done. But those are the 2 things canvas wise. And I'd love to finish the Amazon kit that I started, or the Temu kit, I think, whatever it was, my bamboo kit that I started last month as like a break from the squares. Those are the 2 that I want to for sure finish this month, and then make progress on my event kits, because I'll have plenty left on them because they're both decently large size kits. But at this point, we are going to go ahead and pause to showcase our winner of our goodie bag, which includes a goodie bag from Swartz Designs by Abigail Marie, and then also a goodie, in that goodie bag, you're also going to get a Lunar New Year goodie bag from me. So it's going to be a goodie bag with all the goodies. All the goodies. So many goodies. So I'm going to feature that winner now. So we are going to go ahead and paste the link in. We're going to scroll down. After we paste that link in, we're going to go ahead and scroll down here, filter for duplicate users. And then we're going to go ahead and come down and solve our sum, add that number in right there, and then click get YouTube comments. And we have 40 comments there. All right, now we're going to come on down here, click the start button, and see who our winner is. And who we're, oh, look at that. There is our winner. Yay. So congratulations to our winner. And I will be sending out the prize I will be sending out the prizes at the end of the event. I decided I'm going to do that rather than trying to stress about sending them now. I'm going to do it all in one fell swoop at the end of the event. But go ahead and message me so I have your address and everything in and that's why I had everybody fill out the Google form. But go ahead and message me just to verify saying, hey, yes, I'm the winner, just so that way I know that you are the winner. That kind of a thing. But you will get your packages at the end of the event because I have a couple goodies that I still want to add to the goodie bags that have not yet arrived. That's really the reasoning why. And I'm making some cover minders for the goodie bags that I have not yet made. So those have yet to go in the goodie bags. The goodie bags are going to be fun. There's lots of goodies in the goodie bags. But you just have to wait a little bit for them. So I'm going to be sending those at the end of the month. So anyways, congratulations to the winner. Make sure to reach out to me. And pardon me, little tickle in my throat. And let's see, what else? Okay, yeah, so not a lot of diamond painting. We talked about that. I did make 2 purchases this week. One of them is kind of like one of my exempt things. So I've decided that if there's something that I want that's like from my like in search of list, which there's very few things that I have on my in search of list. As far as like right now, I literally only had, I think, 1 kit on my in search of list, and that was the Leviathan by, I think it's is it Heather Hitchman? I think it was her, whatever her name was, but I can't remember the artist's name off the top of my head, and I can't look it up because my phone is right there and my iPad is over there. But the Leviathan, which I've been wanted that dragon. It's an Asian sea serpent dragon, and it is a Diamond Art Club discontinued kit. It's a square, but I believe it's an older square, so I'm excited to try out an older square. I have been wanting and like looking for that kit ever since Rax, which you guys would probably potentially know as Raxify. Ever since Rax posted that kit like a few months ago, I'm like, oh my goodness, I did not know this even existed. I must have this kit. So I have been hunting that kit since then, trying to find it. And I am like, yes, I finally found it. Sushi! I finally got a hold of it. So when I find something like that, that's something that like screams at me like I want it enough that I will actually hunt down something as like a D-stash, then that means that it goes on my exceptions list. So I did purchase that this week, and that one is on its way to me, en route to me. So yay, I'm super excited. But that one doesn't count towards my purchases because it's kind of like that exemptions list. And then one of my 2 purchases that I have made, one of my 2 purchases authorized for the month, or 2 purchases that I can make. The first one that I've made is, I just made it actually today, which I'm filming this on Friday. So I purchased one of Craftably's new releases. So they just came out with, and just announced this past week, their new batch of releases, and they just went on sale today or Friday when I'm filming this on Friday. And I picked up the Beacon of Hope, which is the Lighthouse one, because that kit is just beautiful. Susharelli, come on, kitten. Sushi, come on. You're doing this just because you know that I'm filming. You're chaos mongering. Hi, baby. Look at these little chaos toe beans. Chaos toe beans. Chaos toe beans. Oh, do not look at those chaos toe beans. Rapscallion. Hi, baby. You gonna purr at me now? Hi, thank you for kisses. Are you kissing my hand? Hi, baby cat. You're a cuteness. You're a rascal, but you're cute. She's like, you need to give me attention. I've been giving you attention all day since I've been home. But then you went to sleep and took a nap, and I can't give you attention when you're sleeping, all curled up in a bed. Hi, baby. You just need to lay back down. You're so tired. Oh my goodness, this face is so tired. Oh, she's like, oh my goodness, what is this? Look at those eyeballs. Cuteness. Hi, Bubby. She's adorable. That's my stinker. That's my stinker. She's a little purple. Anyways, I got distracted easily. All right, can I put you down? Here, you haven't draped on my shoulders in a while. Here, let's drape. There you go. Let's drape. The kitten is draping. Let's see how long the drape lasts before she gets bored and wants to move on and do something else. But let's do a kitten drape. So I got Beacon of Hope, which they just put it out for purchase with some of the... You just fell. It's your own fault. You just fell off my shoulder onto the chair. So Beacon of Hope, which, oh, it is beautiful. I saw that. I'm not normally a lighthouse person, but Beacon of Hope just like was like, okay, this is a lighthouse that I can get behind. This is a lighthouse that must be purchased. So I got Beacon of Hope. And that's only, I think only the second purchase that I've made from Craftably. So that'll be, I think, only 3 Craftably kits that I will have then purchased then total. So I'm excited about that, because I don't have very many in my stash, and I need to work on one. I need to work on a Craftably, because I don't have any Craftablys that I've actually worked on yet. But I purchased that one, and then I'm like debating. There's a couple different... Sushi, come on, baby. There's a couple different kits that I'm debating on as my next kit that I order. So one of them, so Diamonds on Canvas, the shop Diamonds on Canvas has, I think she has like these Diamondettes kits, which the pack that she released for the winter box were all Christmas themed, and I'm not big on, Christmas themed things. Unless it was like, if it was like more winter themes, I would have totally, this kitten, you hear that chaos happening over there? If it had been actual, like, winter themed, Sushi, come here, baby. If it had been actual winter themed, then I totally would have gotten the little Diamondettes, because it's like a little box of 6 little mini canvases, and you guys know how I feel about my mini canvases. I'm all about them. I love them. I love all of the mini things. Give me all the minis there are. So I didn't get the box, but she just announced that she's got coming soon these other kits, which are like right up my alley, because they're, I'll see if I can find a picture and try to throw it up if I remember by the time I get to editing. But they are totally right up my alley of what I love. And I'm thinking of getting one of those as my second one. Okay, do not play with my power cord. You're going to jiggle my light pad, and this is not happening. Come on. She's jiggling. The light is flickering on my light pad because she's jiggling the power cord. And I'm like, no, kitten. No. We are not doing this. Susharelli. So that's one that I'm like, I definitely want to purchase that. But then there's also... no, oh good grief. She just swiped the lid to my tray and just pulled the lid to my tray way back into like the nether of underneath my easel. Because she's behind my easel right now. This kitten, oh my word. No, you chaos monger. Stop. She's being a toot. She wants all the attention, and I give her attention, and then she still acts like a little brat. And then the other two that I'm like, I really want to purchase as like next purchases. I think I do want to make a purchase from Jolly Gem Shop, because they just came out with, they just announced a couple dragon themed kits that, and you guys know the only dragon kits that I like are Asian dragons. And so many of the dragons that get released are Western style dragons, and I'm not a fan of those style of dragons. I like my Asian dragons, like the long skinny like sea serpenty looking dragons, but the long skinny dragons. So I'm like, those are on my short list. There's one of the dragons from Jolly Gem Shop, and then there's that I really want, and then I really want one of the foxes. It's like kitsune spirit, kitsune statue, whatever, and there's like a there's a beautiful, it's like a couple fox, it's like a fox, and then you have a light, or like one of the lanterns, like one of the rock lanterns, and then like a wood path and everything. It's beautiful. That's one that I want from Jolly Gem Shops. There's 2 Jolly Gem Shops that I want to make as one of my short list of purchases coming up. Well, once I finish enough kits, obviously, because I'm not going to buy all of these at once. So I can make one purchase still until I finish more kits. And I have to decide what I'm going to do as one of my next purchases. So, because I've got the diamonds on canvas, I believe that I want to make 2 Jolly Gem Shops that I want to purchase. And I still need to buy Dragon City from Sports Designs. Those are the canvases that I want to purchase so far on my short list of wish list items that I need to buy from small shops for canvases. So we've got those going. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. But yeah, I've been doing pretty good as far as like not buying a lot of stuff as far as canvases. And I really don't have that many like accessories or things on their way to me. And my hoard of purchases that's sitting on my floor waiting to be unboxed for like small shops is actually really small. I have a whole bunch that are like, I have a handful of boxes / a bunch of boxes that will be unboxed because they're my sponsor boxes. But as far as boxes that are non-sponsor items that will not be showcased for this month, there's not very many. I only have a handful of boxes, so that's actually pretty awesome. So that means that I have not been spending as much, which was like, the goal is to try to like cut back on spending and not go as crazy and go as ham and hard as what I have been doing with all of my spending, which is the whole point of this finish 4x1 that I'm doing right now. So I'm really happy with the progress I've been doing. So that's pretty awesome. I'm pleased with that progress. There's times where I'm like, I justify things and it's like me just justifying it to myself, like, and buying things that where it's like, okay, technically that's 2 kits, but I counted it as 1, like with the small ones from Diamond Artisan Shop. Technically they were 2 kits. They were like 20 by 20 kits, 20 by 20 centimeters, but I counted them as 1 kit and I purchased them as if they were 1 kit, but it was technically 2 kits. And then Paint Gem came out with 2 new canvases, but they sold out so quickly and they announced them during like the day in the morning. So by the time I checked them at lunchtime, they had already sold out. So both of those sets, it's like tiles and windows. And both of those sets are ones that as soon as they restock them, I am purchasing because I want both of those sets like must have. And Paint Gems are kind of one of those things where I count them differently. And I'm like, you know what? Once both of those sets come back in stock, which will be a few months, I am purchasing both of those sets regardless because I must have them. Because they are beautiful and I must have. So I will purchase those eventually, but it's going to be a few months before they come back in stock since I missed them on their initial release. But other than that, I think that's like most of the diamond painting stuff. What did I even do? Oh, yeah. Has anybody taken apparently like the new thing going around is the poo pathology test or whatever it's called, by, IRL Labs or IDL lab, whatever the lab it is. It's like if you, but it's basically, you take this test and the questions are really interesting, how the questions break down, but it kind of is supposed to say like which character from Winnie the Pooh you line up to the most based on the questions. And psychologists have kind of like, a couple of different psychologists have kind of compared different Winnie the Pooh characters to different like diagnoses, and it's really interesting because then you get to see, okay, which character do you characteristics line up to the most. So of course, we're healthcare providers, so at work we all of us in the clinic are like, let's sit down and take this test and see what scores we get. So we're sitting there at our staff meeting, like before our staff meeting today at lunch, and we're all like sitting at our phones at lunch, taking this questionnaire to see what we would score on it. And I'm thinking to myself, because I've suspected for quite a while now that I probably have some like undiagnosed ADD type symptoms. And I've kind of suspected this for a while, and I feel like the older I get, the harder it is for me to kind of like mask those symptoms. So I was like, okay, I'm for sure going to have some characteristics on the spectrum for that. So I was like, I will take this questionnaire and see where I fall on the spectrum of that. And it's like, you know, these are all like this, and no means is this an actual diagnostic tool. It's just one of those quizzes that you can take on your own, because you obviously need to go to an actual healthcare provider to get an official actual diagnoses. So this is more just kind of like a for fun type thing, I guess, is what I would consider it, especially being a healthcare provider. But it's kind of interesting seeing how the tests come out when you take them and seeing where you fall on the spectrum. Because I was a little bit like, I was like, oh, I'm for sure going to fall on the, like, I was like, it'll be interesting to see if I fall anywhere into like the ADD category. Like, because I was like, I'm probably not going to be very high on the ADHD, because I don't really get that hyperactive aspect of things. But definitely the attention deficit side of things, I totally get. But I don't get the hyperactive or aspect of things. That's like more, my brother always would get that, but not me. Mine was always a little bit, I've always been like a little bit more, a little bit different than his aspect. But so I took the questionnaire, and it was really interesting and kind of shocking at the same time. So, and it kind of divides you into like this little pie chart of where you could end up. And you guys, I ended up like, and again, like I said, this is just kind of like an interesting test, but it kind of shocked me, because I wasn't shocked by the fact that I ended up scoring extremely high on the ADD side of everything. Like, I think on the questionnaire, I was like 90% of, like, fell into the, it's like a pie chart, and it says how much in each like pie slice of that character, how high you scored towards that spectrum. It was 90% of like ADD. But the one, which is, I think, poo, is ADD. But what really shocked me is Rue, who falls under the autism side. I apparently scored 90% on the autism side, which I was like, huh, I never thought about that. Huh. But I also was like, had my pie chart was like well filled in on all the other characters as well. Because I did score decently high on the, fairly decent on like the ADHD was moderately filled in, and the OCD was also pretty high, and then decently lowish to high on some of the other scores as well. So it was just kind of like, huh, okay. So I'm like, I keep telling myself that I need to actually like talk to my PCM about getting like evaluated, getting like referred and evaluated, because I feel like I can't mask as well as I used to for whatever is going on, whether I am actually have any issues or not. I feel like I do need to be evaluated, because I feel like it's starting to interfere with work and my performance at work, because I keep like pushing things off, and like I'm not getting things done that I need to get done like I need to get them done. And I definitely feel like it's affecting performance at work. I'm not performing like I feel like I should be performing, and that to me is a definite issue. So that's something where I'm like, I really need to go ahead and like see about getting seen for it. But at the same time, it's so hard, because our behavioral health providers are literally my coworkers. And that's one of the hard parts about working at a hospital, is like literally they are the people, like at the hospital, being in the military setting, you have officers and you have enlisted. The healthcare providers are all officers. And then you have the enlisted, who are basically like our technicians, and the ones that kind of like our behavioral health techs are all enlisted. And the actual like healthcare, like behavioral health providers are officers. And officers in the military, you can't like you don't go out and hang out and have like, you're not friends like at the hospital. I can't go hang out with the enlisted after hours and go be friends with any of our enlisted, because that's not allowed in the Navy. It's not allowed. So basically the only people that at work that I can hang out with, I can like interact and hang out with the civilians, as long as they're not people that work for me. And I can go hang out with the other officers, but I can't hang out with the enlisted. So it limits it to all of the people that would potentially be like assessing me, that I would potentially be seen by, are like literally my friends. So it's kind of like, I'm almost like, do I just push it off and wait until I'm at a new command where I don't know anybody yet and just have them see me? Or do I like ask to be deferred and seen out in town? How, like, what do I do? What do I do? How do I go about doing this? Because it's kind of like, I really do feel like it's negatively impacting my actual performance at work, and same thing also impacting like me getting things done at school as well. And that to me is like starting to become an issue, because yeah, I don't want it to be impacting, you know, work performance, school performance. That definitely becomes an issue to me when that stuff is actually being impacted by, you know, my actual motivation to get things done, the procrastination side of everything, the inability to focus. It's taking me significantly longer to get tasks done at work than it used to. And I feel like it's just getting progressively worse. So anyways, that's my diatribe on I need to go get seen and evaluated, but I keep putting it off and not going and getting evaluated because I'm a healthcare provider and we suck at taking care of ourselves. So if you're a healthcare provider, you know what I'm talking about. We're the worst patients because we never really take care of ourselves. We don't make very good patients. But anyways, that's my rant on that. Do as I say, not as I do. Go take care of yourself. Don't be me. But I think we're going to call that good there. Regardless, I've had a much better week this week, and I have Monday off, so I'm looking forward to being able to enjoy the weekend off and enjoy having Monday off from work. And you can watch and see, but I think I may actually try to do like a live on Monday. I'll probably see about doing that. Do a live on Monday, since you know, we can talk about Lunar New Year things, we can just chat about whatever. But I think I may do that, since that's about the only time that I feel like I can actually do lives is on holidays. So I may do that. And if I do a live, which you guys may see it posted, I'll probably decide on Saturday if I'm going to do the live or not. And if I do, then you guys should see that posted on Saturday at some point. And that would be at like 1 p.m. sorry, I use the 24-hour clock or military time, but it's a 24-hour clock. But that would be at like 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Time, would be what time I would do that live. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go since I've been blathering on, but let me go ahead and show off my work and what we got done. We made good progress on our kitty. Look at how much white we got done. So you can see the black right through there where the check marks are kind of showing because I did not place perfectly. And I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. I'll try to line them up a little bit better, but I'm not about to try to line it up and make it perfect. Part of that is just, that's the one complaint that I have on the symbols could be just slightly smaller on this canvas. But look at how cute that is. Oh my goodness. It's adorable. I'm loving it. All right. I know, weird voice. I'm tired. I'm weird and loopy because I'm migraine. Anyways, that's our progress. Good progress. Ooh, there's a random drill chilling and hanging out. I'm going to put this away because I'm tired, and that was good progress for tonight. We're going to call that one good and go from there. But super beyond adorable. We're going to move our lucky cat out of the way and pull our plastic back down to cover it up and call that good. So I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys most likely on Monday for our live. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.